What up, internet?
We work on the most rustiest BMW ever. Wait.
How to do an intro for this channel.
Why'd you put it so tight?
You have reached the voicemail box of...
Starting a new YouTube channel, despite having one that we've basically got it up to over 500,000 subscribers. I think as of me filming this, we're right about 550,000 something subscribers, which is just absolutely mental. Never thought that that channel would get to that point. Super appreciative and incredibly lucky. I get to call that my job in the 9 to 5, but there are some limitations, unfortunately, to the Blockhead Moto channel, and there's a reason that I'm starting this new one. Before we get into all that though and all those reasons, let's start from the very beginning, and that is who am I? Hello, I'm John. The other channel is called Blockhead Moto. Blockhead Moto was born from an enthusiasm for motorcycles. That channel ended up becoming pretty successful, and we opened up our own brick and mortar shop. We've got a 5,000 square foot performance motorcycle shop that we call Blockhead Garage, and I've met damn near all of my friends because of that YouTube channel. Most of my friends call me Block, so I just decided to combine my name with what most of my friends call me, so we have John Block. Why am I starting a new YouTube channel? People came to expect to see motorcycle content on that channel, so whenever I would deviate from that and put car content on there, it wasn't doing well, and it was actually kind of hurting the brand, hurting that channel. Being a responsible business owner, I had to make the decision, essentially, to start this one, but it also offers me some freedom. What are some of the projects that you guys are gonna see on this channel? So a build that I've been working on for a while is a very legendary cult classic car, the BMW E36. I call it the shitbox. Honestly, that car, it drives me crazy. You fix one thing, another thing breaks. That's the most consistent thing about that car. It definitely keeps me on my toes. But damn, I love that car. It's so fun to drive. It's an inline 6. It's the M50 two-door, rear-wheel drive, standard 5-speed. The goal for the BMW E36 is build it into kind of like a daily / drift. I keep on calling it like the daily drift. I've been practicing a lot in the rain. You guys are gonna be seeing a lot of content on that. That's one that I've put a lot of time and effort into. Another vehicle that we're gonna be sharing through this channel is the Gen 1 Ford Raptor. So the 6.2 liter V8 naturally aspirated Ford Raptor. Now this is my daily, so I don't go too crazy on it, especially performance-wise. As much as I wanna bolt up a Roush supercharger to it, I do have to factor in that I need a reliable daily, and so there's a lot of stuff done to that one that we're gonna be sharing, but not going totally ham on that one yet. Another one, and this will probably be a crowd favorite, is the 1978 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. So the plan with this one was kind of a resto mod, and I wanted to build this with my grandfather. My grandmother ended up getting sick. He was also just recently in the hospital, and they ended up getting a dog. His schedule has just been crazy. I do have a couple plans in order to be able to work on that car with him, but it probably won't be to the extent that I had originally planned, like him and I had talked about. That is just such a classic, amazing car. The times that I do take it out and, like, you know, go up to the supermarket and stuff like that, whenever you park it, I had a person come up to me one time and they were like, "Oh my God, the memories you just brought back." I love that car. It's not fast, but damn, it's, you know, it's a Firebird, man. Hell yeah, brother. There's also another vehicle that I'm incredibly excited to share with you guys, but it's gonna be a while, honestly, before you guys see anything on it. I will give you a little bit of a sneak peek. Arrived in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm just gonna get an Uber and go see if we can buy a car. My cousin was like, "What are you gonna do if it doesn't check out and you don't buy it?" I'm like, "Buy plane ticket home." Part of it right there, for those of you that have a keen eye. All right, there's a lot of content I've been filming for quite a while, and I've been just kind of stacking it. I have learned a lot of stuff with the Blockhead Moto, you know, motorcycle channel, and how I want to deliver content on this one. So I've been just recording everything that I've been doing with automotive stuff, with cars. That way I'll be able to deliver it in like a very nice packaged, you know, timely kind of chronological manner. In terms of my experience with vehicles, that starts back in high school whenever I got my first job at the movie theater. I would actually be super curious for you, those of you watching, what was your first job ever? My first job at the movie theater, man, that sucked. It was terrible. Like, you think, oh cool, working in a movie theater, I got to go see free movies, but you have to clean up those theaters after people, and for some reason a lot of people throw up while watching the movies. I don't no idea what that's about. They're just eating too much candy or something, or somebody took a poop in a urinal one time. That's some memories there. Anyways, yeah, my first job, it was a good ways away from my house, and my parents constantly had to like take me, drop me off at work, and then go and pick me up from work. They got really tired of doing that. My stepmom had a Chrysler Town & Country. Now in high school, driving a minivan, I got roasted for driving that thing. Beyond getting roasted, it was pretty awesome because there was a lot of room to be able to haul my friends around. I skateboarded all through high school, and so I'd be able to pick up all my friends. We'd go to skate parks, we'd go downtown. Ended up being pretty cool. You had to have thick skin, much as you do with YouTube. So maybe that minivan helped me for YouTube. The comment section can suck sometimes. My dad, he had a Dodge Dakota. He beat the shit out of that thing, honestly. He drove it through barbed wire fences, used it as a ranch truck. The back end of that thing was filled with dirt and bricks and cow feed and just all sorts of stuff. There was usually a stack of tools in the back seat. It was rusted up from driving through barbed wire fences. He never changed the oil on it, and I was driving it home from work one time. The engine seized up. The oil gauge went from like pressure to no pressure. Whenever the engine died, I lost all power steering and power brakes. So I tried pulling it off the highway into a parking lot, and there was a big, huge brick sign. Not knowing I didn't have power steering or brakes, I almost ran the truck straight through that damn brick sign. I was that far away, seriously, from going right through that damn thing. He blamed it on the CD player that I had installed, you know, one of those like flip down CD players. I called him, I was like, yo, the truck's messed up. He was like, it's a damn CD player, get it out of there. I'm like, I don't think it's a CD player. My mom, she had a Ford Probe, and that's the car that I actually learned to drive stick on. I felt sorry for the clutch on that car though. So after getting years of experience with all those cars, I was constantly working odd jobs. Worked at the movie theater, worked at a Mexican restaurant as a server for a while. I worked at Sears, just saving money. So I finally ended up getting my own car, which was a Mazda 6. That was one of the cars in the running. It's one of the cars my dad pushed me to because of the safety. I honestly wanted a Subaru WRX or a Mitsubishi Lancer. For some reason at the time, I was really into like rally cars. Bought the magazines and all that stuff and read up a bunch on them. Mazda 6 was a pretty decent car to finally call mine. I started working on that thing pretty much immediately. This was before YouTube existed, which saying that makes me feel super old. Drinking this sugar-free cherry Coke also makes me feel super old, but it's a nice little treat. You know, that shit that you have to start worrying about whenever you're like in your 30s. Like I said, before YouTube, I started reading up on forums a ton. I still read up on forums. Like, I absolutely lived on forums, like reading as much as I could. I immediately got to work on changing all sorts of stuff on it. I lowered it, of course, because teenage boy, gotta slam the car, right? I put neons in it, so read up on wiring, and back then it was neons, it wasn't LEDs. I did some transmission stuff, changed the thermostat, I did cold air intakes, I did exhausts. I actually came up with my own resonator delete pipe, which I posted up on the forums for sale, and people ordered like 30 of them. So I ended up teaming up with a local shop to manufacture them. You know, being a 16-year-old kid, I didn't know shit about business, and I literally sold them for what I paid for them, so no profit. I didn't charge for shipping, so I lost my ass in shipping. I also didn't have any boxes for shipping, so I literally went behind a grocery store and just got a bunch of boxes, and I laid all these pipes out in my garage and I just started taping the shit out of them. Those are some ugly boxes, but hey, they worked. That car taught me a lot. I actually ended up spending way too much money on that car. All the money that I would make serving tables. I was stupid financially because of that car. Am I buying gas or am I buying food? I actually ended up eating a lot of ramen noodles because of spending way too much money on modifications. If any of you guys are out there have ever been in that situation, please do me a favor, comment down below. Surely I cannot be the only one. God, I was dumb. Back then, before YouTube, I would actually do write-ups on like how to do stuff to the cars, and I would post them up on forums. I would also film videos, and like I said, since it was before YouTube, you had to have a friend that had a server. You basically get on the FTP software, they'd allow you access, and then you'd upload the video. I was using Windows Movie Maker back then. It's kind of crazy to think. I've been doing what I'm doing for a long time, literally since I was 16 years old, just making automotive content. Damn, yeah. Pre-YouTube, that's nuts. So I ended up getting kind of tired of that car because I had contractual obligations. I had to keep it really nice, clean all the time. It was my daily, and I was a broke college student. You know, basically I moved to Orlando. Orlando road sucked. I constantly cracked the front lip on that thing, was in and out of the body shop getting that thing repaired, repainted. The carbon fiber hood would haze up. I'd have to get that repainted. I had to go to a certain number of car shows per year. I just got tired of having to keep up with all that stuff. So I sold that vehicle, and the next vehicle I ended up getting, I just wanted it to be bare bones. I wanted it to be super reliable. I wanted great gas mileage, air conditioning, cruise control, and a CD player. That was it, my requirements. And so I ended up selling the Mazda 6, and I got a Honda Fit. I caught a lot of shit for having that car. But anytime my friends or my coworkers would make fun of me for that, I would always just hit them with 40 miles per gallon. It was the best one-liner comeback ever because they'd always be like, oh shit, 40 miles per gallon. That's pretty awesome. That's still pretty awesome. 40 miles per gallon. That's like even today's standards. That's amazing. 10-gallon tank, get you 400 miles. I actually drove that car across the US twice, from Florida to Northern California and back through the Rockies. Man, that car barely handled the Rockies. Honestly, you'd hit some of those like steep slopes, that car struggled. Put it through its paces, and it served me well. I ended up graduating college while I had that car, and as kind of a reward to myself, I guess, for getting a big boy job and getting paid more money, I got rid of that car and I bought a used Cadillac ATS, which was a 2-liter turbo, and I also bought a used Harley Davidson Iron 883. That's when the Blockhead Moto channel started. That's when I started making content on the Harley. For some reason, I was feeling very patriotic, and I decided to buy a Cadillac and a Harley Davidson. Unfortunately, the Cadillac gave me nothing but problems. I did buy it used. It was certified pre-owned. It had a certified pre-owned warranty. I had transmission issues. I had wiring issues. Just electric stuff started just going crazy. Transmission, like I'd be coming to a stop, feel like somebody would rear end you. Like, it was bad. I was in and out of the shop constantly with that thing for warranty repairs. As the warranty was coming to an end, I was like, I need to get rid of this car because it's gonna end up biting me in the ass financially. And so that's when I went from that back to something reliable, and I traded that for a Toyota Tacoma. That was my first truck. Started very stock and it ended not so stock. Prinsu rack, steel front bumper, lift, BF Goodrich KO2s, Stealth Custom Series wheels. Love that truck, it was great. But wasn't big enough for me, and that's whenever I sold that for the Raptor. So I guess that's kind of my, I don't know, experience or chronological timeline with vehicles. I'd be super curious to know what y'all's is. If you guys want to share, comment down below. The minivan, that was super embarrassing to drive. The Honda Fit was kind of embarrassing, but it was well worth it for the great gas mileage. But if you guys have ever had to drive like a super embarrassing vehicle, post down below. Let me know what it was. You guys know who I am, you know why I'm starting a new channel, you know the content that you're gonna see, you know my previous experience with vehicles. One thing I did forget to mention, project incoming on this channel as well. I bought a Junkyard LS, which is gonna be hopefully pretty fun, pretty insightful. Yeah, I think that about covers it. Honestly, it's kind of a breath of fresh air to be able to be in my home garage again. If you guys haven't followed the Blockhead Moto channel, I didn't have a garage whenever I started working on bikes. I literally went from working on parking lots and packing up, put your tool away. Yeah, that's right, we did an install in the freaking IHOP parking lot. And then I got a 1-car garage that was way too small. You could barely fit 1 car in there. And then from that, I ended up buying a house, got a 2-car garage, which is the garage I'm in right now. From that, we opened Blockhead Garage, which is a 5,000 square foot shop. Having a place to go to work on bikes that's like that, like professional shop. We've got a dyno, you know, we've got like 9 motorcycle lifts, you know, any tool you could want kind of thing. It's awesome. But it's also awesome to be able to like wake up on a weekend, come into my garage and wrench on something. Like I can literally have a project like this one that's sitting right here that I kind of gave you guys a peek of. I can leave it. I can just leave the tools like laying on my workbench back here. I can come out here and I can work on it at my pace whenever I want, and I've learned an absolute ton since I started. I absolutely love working with friends. So you guys are gonna be seeing Eric, aka Bagger Bro, who is a favorite on the Blockhead channel.
We work on the most rustiest BMW ever made. Wait, did they make?
Dude is an absolute wealth of knowledge, so he's been incredibly helpful. Can't thank him enough. Wes, Face Nectar, the idea guy, working on cars with him a lot.
Why'd you put it so tight? Jeez.
That's what she said. First blood already.
They've also got their own projects. Eric has a Cadillac CTS-V. It's got the LS6 in it, super clean. It's gonna be a couple videos coming up on that one. He's also got a Ram diesel, which I've tried to get him to make content on, but he's pretty bad about not grabbing a camera and just doing stuff, so, but I totally understand. Wes has got a couple things as well that we're gonna be working on. I think that about wraps it up. Hopefully you guys are excited. I am super stoked to be able to be starting this new channel. It kind of grants me the freedom to be able to do stuff that I've been doing anyways, and honestly, I'm just happy to be able to record it and share it with you guys. Huge enthusiasm for motorcycles, but I also have a very big enthusiasm for motorsports as well. Cars, trucks, that's what I actually got started with before motorcycles. So additional content that we're gonna be sharing is just going to motorsport events, drift events, car shows, stuff like that, just like kind of showcasing the community. If you guys are excited about this new channel, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon also, so it sends you notifications of whenever I do post uploads, photos, stuff like that on here. And if you guys enjoyed this one, hit that like button, lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job, helps to recommend it to other people that might be interested. Each channel should have its own kind of outro, right? And so for motorcycles, it's ride safe, stay vigilant. That's what we say in the Blockhead channel. But for this one of the things I've kind of constantly come back to is not being afraid to grab a wrench and to work on your stuff, because none of us are born with the knowledge of being able to do this. I've got countless books in these cabinets up here that I've read through. I've watched so many videos on YouTube on the stuff that we're working on. The knowledge is out there. You just have to go get it. And then you can't be afraid to like work on your stuff. So I think it's so appropriate with my experience diving into this head first for the outro to be grab a wrench, get to work. Don't let this stuff intimidate you. It's just nuts and bolts. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.